How do you price your SaaS offer? Do you do a basic monthly subscription retainer? Maybe you charge for metered usage. Maybe you do a one-time fee. What's the best model here? Today I'm going to cover the best approach that you can implement in your business in particular. My name is Volodymyr. Let's get down to it. To begin with, the first thing we need to put in place is understanding what should be the reference, what should be the aspect we should aim for when optimizing our model. And that should be user experience. Like from the billing perspective, what makes the most sense for them. And I wanted to talk to you in advance. The secret is to keep it as simple as possible. It means eliminating metered usage wherever possible. Sometimes you just can't. And making sure that, let's say, the price is as flat as possible so they can predict and manage their, let's say, expenses months in and months out. The first component is when I see the beginning entrepreneurs talking about revenue models, they really like the idea of one-off fee, basically a lifetime license for X, for Y, for Z. The biggest challenge I have with lifetime subscriptions is that it adds so much overhead over time, and of course it's easy to sell because you pay once, you get forever. The problem starts in after months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. The problems don't go away. You still need customer support. However, you cannot charge for that because you've offered a lifetime access. So whenever I hear that I pay once and get software forever, in most cases, it's cash grab scheme. You know, you cannot expect to get something for lifetime unless it's a super rare deal. I wouldn't go for a lifetime subscription model. The second point I want to discuss with you is billing cycle. You see, when it comes to whether I charge monthly, quarterly or annual, the short answer is it really depends on your customer behavior, on their ways of living and doing business. I'll give you a particular example. Let's take project management software. Let's take ClickUp, Asana, let's take Jiva. The problem with this particular industry is it's extremely saturated and very competitive, and people usually jump both. So they start on one, and next month they choose the other one. What they do is they make an immense discount when you do an annual subscription. For instance, in ClickUp, it's over 50%. Literally, you can pay $20 per month if you use it monthly, or $10 per seat if you do it annual. I would say I personally bought into this. Our team is a customer of ClickUp, and we are for annual. Means we're not changing, we're not jumping boat for the next year. This is the tactic that you can apply on your side when you see the need to secure them for a year. But usually, if you don't have this behavior in your industry, when people are just jumping from solution back and forth, I would recommend to keep this discount not as aggressive as 50%, but maybe just 20 or 30% compared to the monthly cost. The point number 3, I personally consider one of the most crucial to discuss, is how do you package your offer? Because you have probably multiple tiers of users. You have single users, some you have teams, some you have enterprise. How do you present packages for them to avoid metered usage as much as possible? The reason why, first of all, I need to explain why I don't want to use metered usage everywhere is it creates this effect of saving. People are looking how they can use your software as little as possible because you charge them per X each time they do an action. So each time they use it, they say, how can I automate it? So unless your price is such a no-brainer that it doesn't make sense for them financially to build their own solution, I wouldn't recommend that because it incentivizes them to find alternatives. Compared to subscription, they pay once, monthly or annual, preferred, and just forget about this and enjoy using your software. They want to use it, not against trying to avoid if it's metered. Now, when it comes to how can you package this, people like boxes, people like multiple options, and the industry standard is 3 or 2 options. I wouldn't recommend 1 because sometimes it just doesn't seem like there's any option. At least we need to create an illusion of that, right? When you're dealing with multiple levels of, let's say, users in terms of numbers, let's say single user, small team or enterprise, this comes to a no-brainer. You just make it charge per seat per month. Take for example Slack, take for example any project management tool. They charge X amount of dollars per user per month. Meaning if you're a single user, you pay like $10, right? If you're 3 of you, you pay 30, and so on and so forth. Sometimes you can package this. Let's say for teams less than 3 people, it's this. People for from 10 to 20 people, it's this. For teams for 100 people and more, this is the enterprise package, right? This way, you can have only 3 actual boxes. It's not working always for people count, but more for like the internal usage. Let's say you're doing a marketing software. It will be simple. It will be simple by up to 1,000 emails, it's like $10. Up to 10,000 emails, it's this. For enterprise, this is where you can actually adjust whether you need 100K or 200K emails, right? This is where it can be custom. But for small packages, I would keep it as fixed, as predictable as you can imagine. Whenever I teach something, it means that I genuinely believe in this. And even in the softwares I have a partnership with, I'm also thinking of how can I fit new features, new benefits into existing offers, into existing package tier. Let's say you come up with some extraordinary feature that is very expensive to run. I'm not thinking of how I can charge per metered usage of that. I'm thinking how can I package this in my offer so it doesn't really change drastically the price, so I can still attract the people I were attracting while adding even more benefits to them. So the key in your thinking, when thinking through the model of packaging your offer, is how to make it really a no-brainer. You don't need 10 options, you don't need 10 metered solutions for them to be selecting from. It needs to be super straightforward, because when there's too many options, your customers are confused, and confused mind says no. With that said, until next time, I'll see you in my next video.